We don't say, I can give you some time. We don't say, we can always go to the zoo. We say, we can always go to the zoo. It becomes like kun sound.
You're listening to Accent Amazing, where we combine language, linguistics, and history to help you improve your pronunciation and make your accent amazing.
So yesterday, I had a student mention to me that she felt the people didn't understand her when she said the word can't and can. And this is actually true. As a native speaker of English, interacting with non-native speakers of English all the time, I'm usually pretty good with accents, but I do find myself asking people to repeat words like, I would ask them, did you say can or can't? Heck, even native speakers often have problems with this, and they often ask to clarify, did you say can or can't? So today I decided I'm going to talk a little bit about this pair of words and give you some tips to easily be understood almost all of the time if you often run into this problem. And hint, it's because the word can actually has two pronunciations. The similarity between can and can't is one of the many defects I think the English language has. Why do they sound basically the same? The main difference is that there's an addition of the T sound that we often even don't fully say. We just say can't. We don't really say can't unless we're really emphasizing it. Well, technically, it's a little bit more complicated than that. There's more things that are going on with the word can and can't. The two words mean the complete opposite of each other. So that's a real big problem, don't you think? Now, I do need to emphasize that I am talking not about Southern British or most Australian and New Zealand English dialects, which have this thing called the bath trap split. The bath trap split is a historical sound change where some words with the a vowel, such as bath and trap, and words like can and can't, have shifted. So, for example, in standard British English, the a sound in these words has shifted into an aw sound. So you get things like bath and can't, as opposed to the unchanged trap and can. So if you're learning these types of English, then you shouldn't actually have much of a problem with people understanding you when you say can because you're saying can't afterwards. So the vowels are completely different. So you say can and can't. It might not be completely native sounding, but if you can do the vowel well enough, people will understand you. That is, unless you have a problem with those vowels themselves. So some speakers of various languages like Spanish who have Spanish accents, they might say can and can't with an ah sound for both of them, even if they're trying to speak British English and they're trying to say can and can't, because some languages don't have these two vowels, a and ah, which are fairly rare, especially this a sound is kind of rare. Instead, they have this vowel, ah, which is a lot more common, but they're using it for both of these, and that can be a problem, but that's also a topic for another day. Today, we're going to talk about just can and can't and how you can be more easily understood. However, even if that is the case and you have problems with the a and ah sound and you're trying to say it the British way, can and can't, and you're saying it can't, this episode is still helpful for you, so listen on. The trick to always being understood when saying these words and also sounding more native is to realize that the word can actually has two pronunciations, one of which is way more common, and you're probably using the less common version all the time. So what are the two versions of the word can? They are can and kun. The first version is the full version, and you can see it has the a vowel here. The second version is the reduced version, and it has the vowel here, which is also known as a schwa. And it is this reduced version that is used most of the time. For example, I can give you some time. You can stay if you want. We can go to the zoo. Do you hear it? It's the reduced version. We don't say, I can give you some time. We don't say, you can stay if you want. Don't say, we can always go to the zoo. We say, we can always go to the zoo. It becomes like kun sound. You can stay if you want. It's so short. It gets reduced to this kun sound. It's almost like there's no vowel in between. It's just like k and n or something like kun. This schwa, I'm going to make it a bit more obvious like that. Maybe that's not that very good. This. There. This schwa, which you also see in my current logo of my company, is the most common sound in English. It's something like 12% of all sounds in English are this vowel, and that's because a lot of vowels get reduced to it, and that's why it's in the reduced version of can. It's also super common in other languages, such as Russian, and I think in German as well, because they tend to reduce vowels, so a lot of full versions of vowels get reduced into this sound in those languages. So let's say it together, okay? I can give you some time. I can give you some time. I can give you some time. You can stay if you want. You can stay if you want. You can stay if you want. We can always go to the zoo. We can always go to the zoo. We can always go to the zoo. By the way, if you're enjoying this content, please give it a like, subscribe so I know it's helpful and I can make more content like this to help you. So, when do we use the can form? Well, basically everywhere. In fact, it should probably be your default. You should just say can. That's how you should think of this word, can. And can is the non-default. It's the special version that you save for special times. Special times, that sounds kind of funny. Anyway, English as a whole likes to reduce things. We shorten things, contracting them. We say, I'm gonna go. I'm not saying I am going to go. We say, I'm gonna go. We say, he could have told you. He could have told you. We don't say he could have told you. We say he could have told you. And so we make words shorter and put very little effort and reduce our vowels. You might already know this. After all, cannot is the full version of can't. And that's not all. Like can itself, as I said just now, can be reduced into a can. And I just said it there. It can be reduced into a can, right? So now you might be thinking, but Adrian, I have definitely heard people say can the full way, the full version. And you'd be right. We do use the full form sometimes. We use it for emphasis. Compare the two sentences below. I can speak English. This is a very neutral statement. It's just stating the fact that I can speak English. And you can hear that I said can. I can speak English. But compare this to I can speak English. This is an emphatic statement. I'm placing extra emphasis on the word can. And because of that, we say the full version of the word and we use the a vowel. And in addition, we raise our pitch. I can speak it. And we often even elongate it and we say, I can speak English, as I did just now. You can see that it's higher pitched and it's longer to emphasize it, to stress it extra. If I said this, it probably would mean that I was refuting a misconception. Perhaps you thought that I didn't speak English and I had to correct you. Maybe you said something like, you can't speak English, right? And I would refute you by saying, in fact, I can speak English. Or maybe you said something like, since you can't speak English, we'll speak Spanish. And I'll be like, I can speak English. And you can see I'm emphasizing there. And what I'm basically saying is that your assumption is wrong. And that's why I need to correct you. And that's why I say can, to emphasize the fact that you're wrong about me being not able to speak English, that I can't speak English, because I can speak English. So let's try a few sentence pairs where we change the emphasis of the word can and thereby change the implication we say it with. So say it with me. You can sit here. Neutral sentence. You can sit here. You can sit here. You can sit here. I'm saying this because maybe you thought that it was forbidden to sit here or something. You can sit here. You can sit here. We can go to the zoo. Neutral sentence. We can go to the zoo. I'm just stating something. It's an option. We can go to the zoo, but I'd rather go to the park. We can go to the zoo, but I'd rather go to the park. And you can see I'm placing emphasis on the can, saying it in the full version with the a vowel, showing that it is a possibility. But then this helps me set up the sentence that comes afterwards, where I contrast it with the fact that I actually prefer something else. I prefer going to the park. We can go to the zoo, but I'd rather go to the park. You can see this is contrastive stress, where I am contrasting can with the thing I'd actually rather do. We can go there, this option, this is an option, but I'd rather do this other thing. Since most of the time we don't have to emphasize the word can, since we're not always correcting people's misconceptions or offering contrasting views, we mostly just use the reduced form, can. Now, there's one final thing I need to mention before ending this episode. While can is almost always unstressed and reduced to can, and we say can most of the time, can't, its opposite, is always stressed. It's always can't. There's no reduced form of can't. I don't think there is. I can't think of anything. It's always stressed. And that's because it is a content word. It carries a lot of content meaning in the sentence, and so it's always stressed. So you'll never have a reduced form of can't. It's always can't with a full a vowel in there and not a schwa, whereas can is usually can and has the schwa most of the time. Negatives in English, such as can't, are always stressed because they carry important meaning. You really need to know those negatives. So can't is always pronounced with a full a sound or an ah if you're British, or you have a trap at split like the Australians will say can't and can and can't. But usually the can word is but usually can is pronounced as can. It's only the full version when you are stressing something, emphasizing extra. And so by using this simple tip, you will be understood almost all the time. You'll 10x your rate of being understood. And you will also understand how other people talk, and you will sound a lot more native. And that's our episode for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you found it helpful, did you see what I did there? You can go and give it a like. And you can also tell me in the comments if you've ever noticed this difference and had this problem. And thanks for being here today, and I hope this can help you make your accent amazing.